Hello and welcome back to Kiss My A's. This week we're going to be talking about your emails, more explicitly your work emails, and whether or not they are shit. If you've clicked on this video, you either know me and want to enjoy the concept of me vlogging, or you actually have some degree of concern that your work emails might not be up to scratch. Let me paint a picture for you based on this. You're walking into a meeting room and you come across your colleague Johnny. Johnny is breaking a rule of the meeting room and you say, "Hey Johnny, what are you doing? I emailed you about this last week. You're not supposed to be doing that. Now everybody else has to tidy up your mess." Johnny says, "I never got that email." You say, "Yes you did, Johnny. I sent it at precisely 4:03 p.m. last Friday. I know you received it. Why are you breaking the rules?" Johnny is adamant he didn't get that email. You look in your sent folder. Yes, you did send it. So why is Johnny so clueless about the rules you laid out so clearly in your email? Your email was probably no good. You probably broke 4 of the main rules of work emailing. Now I'm going to go through these with you and give you pointers on how to improve them, because I've had my fair share of terrible work emails and I've probably sent a few as well. So, rule number 1, your subject line. Did you waffle on about something completely irrelevant in your subject line? Did you miss the point somehow when you wrote it, or did you just write update or something really, really generic? If there's something important that you need to convey in your subject line, such as a project update, a meeting request, or something to do with the daily running of the office or your personal process, you need to put this in the subject line. You need to make sure people are aware of exactly what it is they're going to read and whether or not it is genuinely important. When you think about how often you check your inbox a day, you probably get to it maybe 4 times perhaps, and by the time you check it, it's probably overflowing with things you need to get done, things you need to check, things you need to action. You have a finite amount of time. If you scroll through that list and see something that you know is directly important because of the subject line, you're going to click it, you're going to read it because you know it's relevant. Waffling on in your subject line or leaving it open to interpretation by writing something very generic won't do you any favours. No one's going to open it. They've got too much to get on with to be messing around with something that doesn't look important. So always check your subject line. The next one is actually directly related to subject line, and that is filling your email with pointless crap. I was having a conversation with somebody recently who will remain nameless, as will their colleague. It was very similar to the scenario I set up. My friend went back and checked his email, and sure enough, right at the bottom of probably 2 paragraphs of useless waffle that was very self-important and probably nobody gave a crap because it was office-style passive-aggressive, he actually found the piece of information that they were trying to convey or wanted him to know right at the bottom. Wasn't mentioned in the subject line at all and came right at the bottom of the email. Who gets that far? Probably nobody. Again, people have finite time in the office. They are not going to sit there and read a paragraph of you waffling on about how somebody didn't clean up the spoons in the kitchen and, or when you're booking the meeting room, can you please remember to do this? If you need to say something important in as few words as possible, as directly as possible. Cut out everything. You want a paragraph maximum, and that paragraph should probably only be around 4 lines long. Don't be self-indulgent. People have things to do. If you want to convey the message, you need to be concise. My third pointer is going to be on use of emojis in work emails. In my long career history, I've only ever known one person who's managed to get away with successfully using emojis in work emails without pissing off everybody, and she was a much-loved HR manager. So she could probably do anything in her emails and people would still love her and still read her emails. You're not her. You can't fill your work emails with cute, fun emojis. You're just going to annoy people, and It may even get to the point where they see your message in the inbox and they avoid it because they just don't want to be irritated. Cut the emojis out. Unless you're emailing a workmate or whatever, don't put emojis in there. It's not big and it's not clever. Run back through your email and proof it and check it. The number one cause of shit work emails is waffle and mental dumping. You go through and you write that email as you're thinking of things. It's basically a whole mental brain dump into an email that you quickly send and you're like, I just need to get this done. That is not a very effective way to send a work email. It needs to be clear, concise and short, as I've said before. So run back through it and make sure that there's nothing in there that doesn't actually need to be in there and that everything you've said is very, very clear. I've written a blog post before on how to eradicate weak words from your work emails or even emails to clients. So I'll pop a link for that for you below. But that's another one that's really worth looking at when you run back through the email. Have you maybe used very apologetic, weak language in it that's almost as though you're asking permission for something when really you should be saying, this is what it is, this is when I'm free, this is when we will meet. You need to stand up for yourself. You need to kind of grow some balls in the workplace. Don't always be asking permission or be kind of weak and weedy and apologetic and self-deprecating. It's not good for your personal brand and it's not good for your professional image. So as you're going through and wiping out all of the crap that you don't need in an email, and rephrasing a couple of awkward bits that don't really make sense, be sure to check out weak words as well. Get rid, don't need those. So those are my 4 pointers for improving your work emails and actually getting people to open and read them. Workplace communication is really important, and these are things that you can also carry through into client emails and even cold pitch emails as well. It's really good stuff to know and good practice. It's all too easy to get lazy with work emails, especially when you know they're just internal and to colleagues, to people that you know. But creating and maintaining those good workplace relationships and having people respect you mutually, emails do play a part with that. So these are things you do need to know. I hope that was useful to you. I certainly enjoyed ranting to your face. If you have any questions you'd like me to answer, you can pop a comment in the box below and I will answer it for you or make a video for you. If you have any other questions, maybe Twitter works better for you. You can find me at EJ Cownley and I'll answer your questions there as well. Until next week, take care. Over and out.